We're here with Joe Solmonese, who's the president of the Human Rights Campaign, which is the nation's largest lesbian and gay, bi, and transgendered organization for civil rights. And Joe was one of the speakers today, and we'd like to know what can fair-minded Americans do to help promote the hate crimes and the Employment Non-Discrimination Acts that are coming up before Congress this year.
You know, one of the most important things that people can do is tell their stories, because while we certainly saw today we've got great congressional allies on this fight, we continue to need people to come forward and tell their stories. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to go onto HRC's website. We actually have a section where people can tell their stories, whether it's stories of workplace discrimination or stories of being victims of hate crimes. We need those stories. We need to be able to put those people in touch with key members of Congress around the country who need to see that this is an issue facing their constituents.
What do you see as some of the greatest challenges to passing the Employment Non-Discrimination Act in the House this year?
I think that we have a number of new members of Congress this year, and so we've certainly got a lot of work to do to get people up to speed on the issue. Oftentimes when you throw statistics out to people like that it's legal to be fired in 33 states because you're gay or 41 states because you're transgender, that's something that some people don't even believe. And so just getting them up to speed on where we stand on the issue, and then the intricacies of the legislation, I think are going to be, not necessarily hurdles, but certainly work that we have to do to move this forward.
And finally, what are the Human Rights Campaign strategies over the next year, or through the fall, in terms of passing the Employment Non-Discrimination Act for fair-minded Americans?
Well, of course, the first big step to that strategy was to elect more fair-minded members of Congress, and so we were very successful at that last November. We've got a record number of new members who are here and who are certainly inclined to be supportive, and so our work before us over the next few months is really going to be to look out across the country to get a very clear sense of who we've got, who we might be able to get in terms of support in Congress, and what we need to do in those individual districts to shore up that support, whether that is giving that member a sense that the support and the will is there in their community, whether it is introducing that member to constituents, as I mentioned, people who come online and tell their story, whether it is research and polling and showing members kind of where public opinion is in that district. We will do whatever we can to be a resource and a guide to steer these members in the direction that we need to go in the direction of equality.
Well, thank you very much.